Hi everybody, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface with the fourth part of the Isle of the Thunder King dailies. I know, right? And today, a little bit like yesterday, there's some dailies that you've already seen, which I'll just skim over. I'm not going to go too much into them, but I'll show you what I'm doing so you've got a good idea of where I am and where I'm up to. And some of them are new, and I will show you those pretty much in their entirety. Now it starts off right next to the Alliance base here, back with the Surok group. And first of all, I have to destroy 3 of these fetid meat piles, and they are very, very easy to destroy. Once you begin to attack them, they will suddenly start to sprout a mountain of maggots, but any class that has any amount of DPS will literally tear through them in next to no time. The maggots are very, very weak indeed. They're just numerous. So what I'm going to do in a sec, I'm just literally going to stand on the meat pile and drop a little rain of fire on top of them, and that will take care of them in absolutely no time. One thing I did notice when I did the dailies today is they went quick. They went very, very quickly indeed. Now, the first 3 days, it's taken approximately 35 minutes for me to do all the dailies. But remember, that does include me dicking around a lot. And by that, I mean I go off, do some exploration, or I'll try and do something with a quest. And remember, they're pretty buggy at the moment, so it won't work. So I'll just try different things for ages until I basically give up. But today, even with a little bit of dicking around, not probably as much as I have been doing, but even with a little bit of dicking around, it only took me just over 15 odd minutes. I literally went through them in next to no time at all. But one thing that I did discover yesterday was the zones between the Surok and the Mogu and the Trolls, they do link a little bit better than I have allowed myself to go into them before. And I'll show you how they link quite nicely. But I thought the second quest that I had here was to stick the Mogu weapons in the Surok's heads. Quite clearly, we're trying to antagonise the two parties and get them into conflict with each other. And I just saw this huge group of Surok, and I couldn't resist it. So I thought, sod this, I'm just going to go in and see what my AoE can do. So I dropped my big pet, my big AoE pet, and decided to attack them with my tank. And yeah, I got through it. It was not easy, you know, I definitely got myself in a little bit of twitchy situations. And if you're wondering what that spectral raptor is all about, well, there are certain quest mobs that are walking around, Surok brutes or something like that. And although they're not involved in today's quest, they do produce this fantastic looking spectral dinosaur above them, which kind of mimics their attacks or attacks with them for a certain amount of time. I wouldn't mind. Now, chamois, I'm going to say something about chamois here. It'd be interesting if chamois or hunters had something like that. I thought the monk new ability, the Storm, Earth and Fire that I showed you yesterday, was quite shamanistic in nature. And maybe would have suited the shaman class a little bit more. But you can fully understand why the monk class would get it as well. I think there are some distinct similarities between the two. Now, this chappie we have seen all day so far. We saw it on day 1, we saw it on day 2, we saw it on day 3, and now we're going to see it on day 4. Now, they are various numbers of these scattered around the island, but this is the one it keeps sending us to on a daily basis. But if you do look at the quest text, then it does say mob with skeletal raptor, and there clearly isn't a skeletal raptor here. So there is going to be some work done on those, and they'll probably have ads put into the PTR at a later date. But this is how the zones can link very nicely together. If I was to take the right fork there, I would actually go back to the Surok area. But if I take the left fork, I literally just have to go up this hill, and I'm straight away in the Troll Zone. And I've got a couple of new quests for today. First of all, I've just got to generically kill 12 of the trolls. Yesterday it was broken up into 3s. I had the Spellbinders and the Beast Callers and the Lynx Warriors or Leopard Warriors or something like that. Jaguar Warriors. Some kitty cat with big strong claws. And today it's just kill 12. Kill any 12 of the trolls that you like and free that pterodactyl. And once you kill the 4 guys that are actually channeling it, it will simply fly off. It does attack a guy on the roof that tries to stop it, but it will destroy it on its own. You can't get involved. I tried to dot it up yesterday when I was playing around with this quest yesterday, but I couldn't hit it. It was always out of line of sight. But it doesn't really matter because it's not exactly difficult to batter through 12 of these trolls. The 4 that were actually keeping the pterodactyl captive were very easy to burn down indeed. And because we just need any of the trolls in the area to count towards the quest, this also opened the opportunity to now kill the Zandalari commoners as I watch the pterodactyl beautifully fried to freedom. Was that fry to freedom or fly to freedom? Either, but it tastes great. Especially with bacon. Anywho, when I kill this commoner, it drops a mote of harmony. And one thing I haven't touched upon in any of my videos so far is there definitely seems to be an up in drop rates for motes of harmony. I'm hoping it's not just simply for the PTR, but they do tend to be dropping with great regularity. Now, Blizzard, first of all, thank you. I do think they are way too difficult to get your hands on at the moment, but you're still missing the bigger picture. At the very least, motes and spirits of harmony, probably just spirits of harmony in all fairness, should be bind on account at the very least. Personally, I think bind on equip, like they used to be on the beta before they changed that. But you have to understand that a lot of us have alts purely for the professions, which we don't have on other characters. I certainly do. All of my alts, which are at top level, if I got all their professions back to back, it would be all of them. It would have a grand spectrum of every single one of them. And the gathering ones, for example, can't utilise the spirits of harmony in any fashion at all other than exchanging them for, you know, goods. Like maybe a little bit of leather or a little bit of cloth. And that does feel like a massive waste considering how precious they are in creating some of the items. So please, Blizzard, can you convert them to BOA? Not difficult. Please, pretty please. Sugar, saccharin, Diet Coke on top. I don't know. Bacon on top. Let's get back to bacon. As you can see, it's not been difficult to go through these 12 trolls. So that's why today just went past really quickly. We had the 4 quests in the Surok area. We had the meat piles. We had the killing of the cockroaches, standing on the cockroaches, sticking the Mogu weapons in the Surok's heads. And then we had the boss, semi-boss, mini-boss between the 2 zones. And then the 2 new quests here, kill 12, which I've now just completed, of the Zandalari, and also to free the pterodactyl. So flow-wise, brilliant. Enjoyed that a lot. Now I have been a little bit unfair to this little cachet which Jaina gives you, because although it just gives a generic bit of gold and a banquet, which I was a little bit, you know, sort of beat down a wee bit yesterday, it also gives you an Elder Charm of Good Fortune, which is one of the big ones, one of the goldy ones. And the only thing against that is because, you know, I do the quest every week where I get the 3 and then the 3, and I've done the 4 days today. I'm now stocked up on them. So it'll take you next to no time to get a full 10, which is good in a way. But Blizzard, any chance of raising the, you know, the bar there from 10 to maybe 20? Yeah? I think maybe I'm asking for a wee bit too much. But because one of the quests bugged that I couldn't hand in, I don't quite get to Honoured, which is a little bit of a shame. Hopefully tomorrow will. But please do like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter and also like my Facebook. I shall be back with some more stuff very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.